here and Friday. So let's go, right? Let's go, let's grow. So where do you find the replays? Good question. And you know what? That should have been emailed to you from the person that invited you, but I'm putting it in the chat right now. Okay. That is to access all three of the replays. Okay, yay. Okay, so I just put that. Okay, Sonia, just get back with the person that invited you and they can help you, okay? She said she never received an email to purchase a program, not in spam either. Do you know who invited you? You can put that in the chat here. We can find them real quick so they can just private message you and get you that. I can help you with that. Robin said, should I start over with a brand new account on all platforms? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Robin, what a phenomenal question. And thank you so much for asking that question. So yes and no. So let me share this with you. Facebook, no, because it takes a long time to build Facebook. So use your existing business on Facebook. Now, if you want to make inside of that also just a business account on Facebook as well, like you can do that as well, but keep your existing Facebook. Now, as for YouTube, I would not start a new YouTube, right? Use your existing YouTube. I'll share a fun story with you guys. I've had a YouTube channel for, I don't know, over a decade because I thought I was going to try to do it when I was in network marketing, and I had like 13 followers that were just my friends. And I think my mom and then my friends, and nobody watched the like the 4 or 5 videos I ever put up. So I didn't create a new one. They're there. I love to go back and look at them, like how far I've come. And so I just use my existing YouTube. So I recommend that as well. And then what was the other? Oh, Instagram. So the way, now I'm going to talk about Instagram and TikTok at the exact same time. The way the algorithms work in Instagram and TikTok, you guys can start a brand new account in there and just excel quickly because of the way the algorithms work. Because what happens is, and what I mean by algorithms, algorithms literally align your content with other people that are engaging in similar stuff. So that is brilliant, right? So you can literally start a new account and be super consistent. So with all that being said, that's good. But if you already have an existing Instagram, it depends, or TikTok, my question is to use it is this. It depends what you've been doing on those platforms. So let's say this, for example. Let's say, for example, you're getting ready to launch your own online business and you want to show people an educational program that will teach them how to attract daily paying customers. But your TikTok this entire time has been about watching comedians. You're going to have a hard time getting those algorithms to convert to this direction. So will it happen? Absolutely. It could just take a little bit longer. So this is what I tell people all the time. When I go to TikTok, TikTok is my storefront. Okay? Which means you think about it in the world, right? You go down to your main town and you see a new business. And what's the first thing you do? You look in the window to decide if you want to come in. So I want you to look at your TikTok that way. I want you to look at your Instagram that way. It's your storefront. So with all that being said, you have to pay attention to what you do. Like my TikTok, I don't do nothing if it doesn't align with what my perfect customers would be searching. So it's so funny. If one of my kids are like, Mom, you should look at this video. I'm like, let me look at it on your phone. Because I know it would not align with what my customers wanted. So that is why I've made a lot of money on TikTok, because I've been very protective of where I've gone as well. And I've been very consistent. So I tell people all the time, if you like scrolling on TikTok and checking other things out, then I would create a brand new TikTok. I really would. Now, there's another part of it. Let's say you have a TikTok and you got 20,000 followers or 2,000 followers, and you really want to use that account. Then what I would do is I would go on a 7-day launch with them. right? And I would thank them for following you and thank them for engaging in your post, and that you're really excited for the next journey of your life, the next journey that you're going on, or the next chapter. Right. I remember when I launched my business, because this is a strategy I did, but I was like, you guys, I decided not to create a new chapter. I decided to create a new book. I was ready for a new book. And so that's how you can take the audience that you have and just take them on a journey for like 7 days and really help them see the vision that you have and what you're excited about. And then you can introduce them, and then many will pivot with you because you did good at storytelling instead of selling. People don't want to be sold. The amount of money, you ready? I'm going to give you guys a hot tip today. The amount of money you make is based on the amount of value you put out there. It's not based on the amount of content, it's based on the amount of value. And if you want to make a lot of money in the digital world, care more about people than you care about making money. Because connection equals currency. The money follows when the connection is created. It is truly that simple. I am blown away how hard we make it to make money. It's not hard. You brought value before. If you have a significant other, you brought value to them that they wanted to be with you. If you have a child, you brought value to somebody at one time that they had a child with you. So you can't say you don't know how to bring value. Okay? Awesome. Connection equals currency. Yes. All right. Good question, though. Okay. So Allison says, on TikTok, you can link your website with less than 1,000 followers. Please don't worry about that. You guys, I didn't hit 1,000 followers on TikTok until I was in for 6 weeks. But guess what? I made 7,000 my first month, and I made 14,000. I made $21,000 off the TikTok platform before I had 1,000 followers. And I made $21,000. How? It's called a CTA. Put that in the chat. CTA, a call to action. That's why when you guys decide to launch your business, okay, one of the most important things you can do, and don't do this ahead of time, because too many people do this ahead of time and then they got to buy another one. When you're inside the program, you're going to, part of the training, you're going to get your own domain. When you purchase a domain, make sure it's easy to say, easy to spell, and easy to remember. See, I would have loved to gone with Work with Michelle, but nobody spells my name right. Nobody does. So I would have caused friction for my audience. So if I did a CTA and told them and replied to the call to action with visit workwithmichelle.com for details, then when people left the platform, and usually what they do is they're on TikTok on here, then they use their iPad or their laptop to go type it in. If they typed it in wrong, I lost them. Fancy never converts. Simple converts. So the next best thing to me was, well, you love working with people, but why do you love working with people? Because you want to teach them how to make daily pay. So daily pay business. Easy to say, easy to spell, and easy to remember. So that's all I did. I went out there and I created content and I did a CTA, which people would answer my CTA, which my CTA is usually ready. And they put ready in the comments and I replied back with my domain. That's how I built $21,000 before I even had a link. I still make more money off of the CTAs than I do the link. So you got to get rid of that. That's like that scarcity mindset that you guys think you have to have a link before you can make money. That's so not true. That's why I do not believe in StanStore. This is why I do not believe in Beacon. This is why I don't believe in Linktree. Because that is a lot for somebody to have to leave the platform and type in. Plus, you think about it. Think about this. Look at, I'm gonna show you. Watch this. Look at somebody's behavior on TikTok, right? They're scrolling like this, right? They're scrolling quickly. So if you literally have them be linktree.do-do-do-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, you've lost them. That's way too much. Plus, the ones that do decide to go to Linktree and type it in, if they go there and then they see like 2 or 3 or 4 other things, immediately their mind is like, oh, cool, there's a lot of information here. I'll get to it later. Then you never captured their email. I have a gal inside my community that was just doing so good. I'm talking, she was 8 to 12,000 every single month. She literally reached out to me and she goes like, my income is flatlined. I go look at her content and I'm like, something's changed because your content's still the same. I said, what? I go, when did it flatline? And she's like, October something. And I was like, what changed? And she goes, oh my gosh, I added a stand store. So she provided a frictionless experience. And then the moment, and so here's what I mean by that. Oh, wow, this is really good. They can they can type in your website and they only can do one thing when they get there. One thing, and that is put their email in. Now, after they do that, they should immediately be taken to the capture page to watch the video because the video delivers value. And remember what I said, you guys, the more value you bring, connection equals currency. Value drives currency. Currency drives a connection. So then you should do that. Now, after that, in an email, if you want to take them to your stand store or your beacon or your link tree, that's great because they trust you now because you deliver value the moment you got their email. That's why literally it flatlined her. She had a flow going. So she did exactly what I said. Boom. 3 days later, she got a customer. 3 days. I'm telling you, we make it way too hard to make money. We think if we offer more things, it's going to bring more money. No, 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 no. It causes more people to have to think. Now, if you have an email list, right? And after they've been on a journey with you for 14 days and they haven't bought your main thing, I totally think it's awesome. You should introduce other things because you gave them value for 14 days. And it's all on autopilot. I have a personal assistant, Celine. She's actually on here, you guys, and we met yesterday for the first time. She's been my personal assistant for a while, but we met because I'm here in Arizona where she lives. And it's interesting because she's like, your automations work so good. She goes, like the emails, like people will reply to your automations and they'll have conversations with me and they think I'm like literally having a conversation with them. That's a converting machine. The moment you can make people feel that good and that engaged is when you win. And that's what I love. That's why I'm like, if you guys literally implement the power of automations and getting the best converting emails, you have a predictable income stream that can completely change literally your family's life and give you that predictable income. Okay, let me see. I'm looking for more questions. If somebody's got a question, if you want to type it in real quick. Okay, so this is a business. Somebody said, what happens if you purchase a $600 digital mastery and someone wants to purchase a $900? It's not on your website, right? It's not on your website. You only market what is on your website. So if all you can afford is a digital mastery, that's a great place to start. Just don't stay there. Right? Because you can upgrade to the legacy for the difference of $300. So what I recommend is starting there and then get your first customer so your business is in profit mode and get another customer, put $300 in your pocket and the other $300 to upgrade to the legacy. And then you pay the $29 website fee to get access to the legacy builder website. And then you're good to go and you get all income streams. Okay. Just a minute. What does Michelle mean? The lady put her store link on her TikTok. Yeah, instead of her website link, she put her stand store and her business completely plummeted. It actually has happened to a lot of people. I had another person that was like, I used to get tons of leads in every day and my leads quit. I'm like, what'd you change? She goes, oh gosh, I added stands. So I'm like, man, so wild how we can get so uncoachable. It's just so wild to me. If you want to know why I'm successful, because I'm just the most coachable person. I am a sponge. I'm a sponge for learning. I'm a sponge for implementation, and I'm a sponge to not quit and tell. And if things get hard, I don't veer. I know if something's getting hard, diamonds are made in the rough. So I know if something is getting a little bit harder, that's because I lacked in that skill to make it easy. So that's why I push through more, and that's when I explode. The explosion happens that. And so when I see a lot of people, when it gets a little hard, it's like, oh, can't handle hard, so I'm going to go over here because it's going to be easy over here. No. You're always going to hit the hard. No matter what you do in life, if you want to grow, you always hit a hard. It's not that it's hard. We just define it as hard because it's something new and we're terrified to learn a new skill. For some odd reason, grown adults say they shouldn't have to learn anymore. The more I learn, the more I earn. And the more I earn, the more lives I get impact. And because I'm willing to learn more, I'm willing to grow, I'm willing to get out of my comfort zone. That is why I will set 1,000 families free. Like I will. It's going to happen. And I love that. Yeah, you can ask a question. That's what we're here for. Okay. If you don't have a clickable link, where do you click to go to the landing page? Okay, I'm gonna explain that again, you guys, because this is your secret sauce. This is freedom. Okay. How I built my entire business to multi-millions of dollars now. Because I think I'm going to end 2024 with $4 million. Unbelievable. In 2 years and 2 months ago, I was hoping to make 54,000 in 1 year. And I just did this easy strategy. Stop making it so hard to make money. So I create a piece of content. At the very end, if you want to learn more about the blueprint that I followed, put ready in the comments. I would absolutely love to share it with you. People put ready in the comments. By the way, you guys, that's how I've grown my following. Because what happens is the moment somebody watches the entire video and then the moment they reply, obviously they're my potential perfect customer. So it alerts the algorithms to push that out to more people like them. That's how I built my following of my raving fans. So they put ready in the comments and I reply back with visit. Then I put my domain, visit my domain for more details. So all of a sudden, people are notified that I commented on their post. They see my domain and they go type it in. That's how I built $1 million business. I didn't need no link because you can't have it. It's never clickable in the comments. So everybody's so worried about having it clickable in your profile, but it will never be clickable in your comments. Don't worry about having a clickable link. Worry about you delivering more value so more people want to buy from you. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's how I built my business with CTAs, by the way. I want to ask you guys a question real quick. How many of you have ever seen how many of you have ever seen a video that's got a lot of comments and you go look at the comments? Anybody? Am I the only one? Like you see a TikTok video, you're like, oh, I got to click on the comments. There's like 300 comments. Yes, me. Yes, exactly. Yes. So think about it. You have a video that you do and you do a CTA in your video, a call to action. People put yes in the comments and you reply back with your domain. Somebody puts yes in the comments, you reply back with your domain. And guess what happens, my friend? Somebody clicks on your video because there's quite a few comments and they're seeing your domain over and over and over and over. You planted that seed. And if your domain was easy to say, easy to spell, they're going to go check it out. Now, they might not check it out today. They might not check it out tomorrow, but if you're consistent on social media and you planted the seed because they engaged in your content, You guys know this fun fact. If they click on it, they don't even got to comment. If they clicked on your video or watched a certain percent of it for 2 days, you're going to show up in their For You page. So if you're consistent on social media, that person that's seen your domain over and over and over, you planted the seed. And if you're consistent on social media and you're pushing in their newsfeed, every time they see one of your videos, you're watering that seed. It will grow. And then boom, it's going to bloom, and then they're going to want to get in your automations and learn from you. See, I never get affected by the outcome. The only thing I focus on is doing the activities. The outcome doesn't matter. It's the activities that matter. Because I know if my content wasn't good enough today to stop the scroll of my perfect customers, I got to be better tomorrow. But because I'm so consistent, I know I will develop that know, like, and trust with them. And soon they'll want to learn from me. I don't want anybody in my automations if they're not ready yet, because that's a lot of looky-loos that don't buy. And that clogs up your emails and makes your conversion drop. I don't want that. I want people that make it to the end and are ready to take action. Don't get in a rush. You've gone how long of your life without making 10K a month? Why does it got to happen overnight? I had a 3-year plan to change my family's life. I just wanted to learn these skills. I was like, if I could just make 54,000, because I knew that could pay my bills. If I could just make 54,000 my first year and learn these skills, because nobody can take the skills away from you. Nobody, my friend. So if I could make 54,000 and learn these skills, that was going to be the game changer. My 2nd year goal was to learn how to attract a daily paying customer. I didn't even see myself attracting a daily paying customer my 1st year. My 2nd year goal was to learn how to attract a $300 a day customer, because 300 a day is 109,000. I'm like, oh, I can start making memories with my kids. My 3rd year goal was to track a $600 a day customer. 600 a day is 219,000. I was like, that will change my family's life, and I can start leaving a legacy. I was not in a rush. I want to learn these skills because I'm lacking in something. So if you get frustrated, instead of being frustrated, just look in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you lacking in? You guys, this is the part that should make you want to go do cartwheels in front of your house or behind your house, or go jump on your bed. And that's the fact that social media works. Millions and millions and millions are being made on social media. Millions. If it's not working for you yet, it's because you aren't following a strategy, or you're lacking in a skill to get it to work for you. That's it. I want to get better. I just invested a lot of money. What I wanted to make in a year, I just invested in a mastermind. Pretty ironic. 2 years ago, what I wanted to make in a year, I just invested that exact same amount on a mastermind to get better. Because if I'm going to set 1,000 families free, I got to get better. I got to be a better leader. So I'm telling you, you want to change your life, learn skills. Learn skills. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we need to learn the strategy of getting better every day. Anthony, it's not a strategy. It's just you showing up and wanting to be a better version of yourself and going to bed at night and saying, did what I do today align me with making 10K in 30 days? If the answer is no, make sure you change it. Just focus on getting 1% better every day. In 90 days, you're 90% better. In 100 days, you're 100% better. Holy crap, then what if you work on getting 1% better than that? The person you become is going to be so much more valuable to you and your family than the money you make. That's priceless. It truly is. It truly is. It just truly is. Yes, that's it. It's the reason why a lot of people struggle and is they don't take action. I'll share a funny story with you. There's the only relevance to this story is the action. So I'm I was at Palm Springs at this mastermind. So I am, let's go. Now, Mike is more a processor. And if you've ever seen any of his training, you can kind of tell he's a little bit more in depth, a little bit more analytical. Like I refuse to go shopping with that man. Because you will go shopping with him, he will have like 4 or 5 things, and then 30 minutes later, I'll find him because I'm done in 2. And I'm like, where did all the stuff you go? Oh, I just don't know if I want it. And I'm like, what a waste of 30 minutes. Like, let's go make a decision, right? So we're in the mastermind and, oh, we're driving in and we pass a Porsche dealership. And he goes, oh, we should stop there. And I said, yeah, when we have a break on Wednesday, let's do that. And we're in the mastermind. It was on Tuesday. He goes, you won't believe this. And I said, what? And he goes, they have the car of my dreams there. I said, let's go look at it. We get there Wednesday, and I took a picture of it, and I sent it to my son, and I said, we're looking at this, and he goes, are you going to get it? And I said, well, I mean, if it's me, it would be done in 5 minutes, but you know how Mike overprocesses this thing, but I'm going to really help him break from that. So he looks at it. Anyway, we left with the car. And I said to him, so that's why we're driving back. Like we had to ship our luggage back. You guys, it is a story you guys would crack up. We had to ship our luggage back because we couldn't fit in this car and we're driving back. That's why I got to stop and hang out with Celine. But my point I'm saying is I got him to make a decision. And I want to break that pattern. And I'm telling you, if that's you and you procrastinate on things, break the pattern. It was so funny. By the way, the car salesman signed up. He's now a Min Legacy builder because he's like, I cannot believe. First of all, he's like, he goes, you're an executor. I'm like, yeah, I don't got time to waste. And I'm like on the phone, talking to people. I'm texting, I'm walking back and forth, going, we got to get this done. And I'm just telling you that your patterns in life are why you are where you are. I discovered this blueprint on September 9th of 2022. On September 10th, I purchased. The only reason why I didn't purchase that evening because it was in the evening, and I know me. And I know if I would have got my credit card on September 9th, I wouldn't have went to bed that night. I knew I had to get up really early and drive to my son's cross-country meet. So while Mike was driving, I'm buying in my car, and I was terrified because I'm like, you failed at things and you wasted a lot of time and worked really hard in network marketing. What's going to be different? You know what my answer was? Me. That's what's going to be different. Me. The moment you take accountability for you, your entire world can change. And that was the moment I got my credit card out and I literally purchased. And I said to myself, you will follow this step by step. What's the worst thing that can happen? I learned new skills. I learned how to build an email list. I learned something. That's the worst thing that could happen. But funny story is, I didn't have the money to invest. And I looked at my calendar and my daughter's braces, my son and daughter's braces payment was due in 7 days. And I refused to call them in 7 days and tell them I couldn't make the payment. I refused. It wasn't going to happen. I was like, that's a non-negotiable. See, sometimes you guys don't have success because your back's not against the wall. Now, some of you freeze when your back's against the wall. Me, because I'm an action taker, I'm like, no, that's going to push me to have success. I launched my business on the 10th. Everything was set up on the 12th. I had my first $300 day on the 13th, then a $600. It was because I had what's called urgency. But because I have the patterns of making decisions like that. And I love the fact that Celine's the same way, by the way. That's why she's my personal assistant. Let me give you an example. When we realized we bought the car, I literally messaged Celine. I'm like, hey, where do you live? She told me, and I'm like, oh, I would love to take you out to dinner. She's like, okay, what time? Literally, it was like this. It was not like, well, let me see. And then I'm like, okay. She goes, what's your ETA? And I'm like, 6 o'clock. She got on the phone. She found a restaurant and we met there. It was like, to do. And I'm like, oh my God, I love her. because we didn't have to think about it, like, well, I mean, what if? No, it was like boom, boom, boom. Look at your patterns in life. You got to break some of these patterns that are limiting you from success. Like, you just have to break these patterns. Like, it's just, man, you talk to anybody in my family, anybody that knows me, and they are like, you will take action so quick, it was a blur. Because life is too short. Just freaking fail. Just fail. What can happen if you fail? You learn something. I have been a failure for a long time, but because I was willing to fail, I'm here today as a millionaire talking to you. And I'm still just that gal from Kansas that's having a really bad hair day. She got her hair pulled up. Scared. Because I'm here, because I took uncomfortable action. I wasn't afraid to fail. You know what I was afraid of? Regret. I was afraid of having to look at my kids when I'm older, going, dude, I wonder if I would have tried that if I could have had more time with you guys. But instead, guess what my kids learn? If you work hard enough and if you want something bad enough, don't overthink it, get it done. My kids are like, when are you going to be home? We want to drive in the car. When are you going to be back? Like, they are so fired up. We've had to send them like 500 videos. It's not the freaking car. It's the decisions we made to have the car. Because we couldn't have the car if we wouldn't have taken uncomfortable action. It's not the freaking car. It has nothing to do with the material things. It has to do with that we had the courage to do something different. And that's what I'm teaching my kids. It's the courage. Like, my son gets me. And he's like, what did he say? He goes, you navigate. This is my son. You got to understand. He's literally a mini me. He's like a male version of his mama. And he's like, you navigated that process. I'm like, I did. Mike wouldn't have done it. And I'm trying to break him of that, because once I break him of that, he's freaking brilliant. But he's got to get over that hurdle of like over processing things. No, I probably need to balance it a little bit. Just like, I'll share this with you guys. We just left a mastermind. She came up to me and asked me one question. I literally answered that question, and her response, I was like, that's it. That's all I needed to hear. I couldn't unhear it. I couldn't unthink it in my brain. I was literally like, that's what I paid $50,000 for, was that. I literally, I don't give a crap if I ever talk to her again. I just needed that one thing. And I literally am implementing it in 2025. How many of you hear something that's really freaking good, but you still haven't implemented it? And it's interesting, the very end, she was like, okay, what was everybody's biggest takeaway? I said, that one thing you said to me. And she goes, Michelle, that will make you $100 million, by the way. And she walked off. Because she knows I'm an implementer. She goes, you drive to completion. She literally said, you guys, you want to know why she's successful? She drives to completion. She's not about being perfect. She's not about being right. She drives. And I'm telling you, a lot of these questions you guys are asking in the chat, that's why I pivoted, by the way, because a lot of these questions you've asked in the chat are because you're not driving. You're trying to come up with an excuse to not take action in your life. Shock yourself. Make a decision. Stop overthinking it. Be coachable. Become a sponge, and realize the difference of you making what you want to make is you're lacking in skills, or you are lacking in determination or execution. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's why I've seen people that were beginner friendly join this community and just smash it. Had zero experience and just crush it. If Amy could take the time to share more of her story, single mom, 3 kids, 2 jobs, like literally working 70+ hours. And she turned around and made $100K in 9 months. She was able to walk away from her jobs. And it wasn't an easy process, but she's an executor. The only reason why you think you can do it, that's the story you're telling yourself. Why don't today you get off of here and write a new chapter, or do like I did, write a new book? Because guess is what I said to myself on September 10th. The book I'm writing is the one I'm really proud for my kids to read. Really proud for my grandkids to read. Because guess what they're going to get out of the book? That you never quit and you have 100% control to change your life. Many of you know I'm closing on a duplex on Monday. I paid cash for a duplex on Monday that generates, it's already rented. So I got like some work to do. It's already rented and it's going to make me $40,000 a month or a year in cash flow. Never in my wildest of wildest of wildest dreams did I think I would, first of all, have the money to do that. So my goal, because I'm a legacy builder, my goal, I have 6 kids, 5 grandkids. My goal is to purchase 11 duplexes. Well, 30 is my goal, but 11 of them, each of them are going to get one when I'm gone. So each of them will have a cash flow of $40,000 a year. How many of you dream like this? Or do you worry about what's happening in the news? Or do you worry about what's happening on TV? Or do you worry about what's happening with your neighbor? Or do you worry about the price of bread? See, I worry about having my family when I'm gone be like, dude, I just want to do what she did. I just want to make a bigger impact. I want you to really think about that. Like, I just want you to stop playing small. And you are here for a reason. Please don't be here for a season. Don't be a quitter, be a finisher. Drive to completion. Set that your foundation in 2025. You're going to launch a business in December of 2024, and you're going to drive to completion in 2025. Set that goal and don't look back. Set that goal and don't look back. Yes, exactly. What do you want to be remembered for? Exactly. Like, I don't want to be remembered for the mom that quit because things were hard. Because network marketing did get hard. And I was like, I started telling myself, well, maybe it's because you're too old. Maybe it's because you don't want to, maybe like I started being the victim in my life. So I had to push through and become the victor. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. So I want to see something real quick. I always put him on the spot. Daryl, I wanted Daryl to share on the webinar we just did. Gosh darn it, we ran out of time. But Daryl, I would love for you just to share, if you could, just give a little bit. Like, dude, he had so much adversity as well. Do you have time to share?
Yes, yes, I do. Yes.
Awesome.
Man, I'm
And I mean,
just
you through a lot and you're here. I mean, did you ever think a year ago that you would find something and implement it and you're so close to 300K?
no, not I mean, not even like I put it to you guys like this. Like me and my wife had talked about filing for bankruptcy. This is how bad it was for us. Like we talked about this back here in November of 2023. So way before this year even got here. We just had so much stuff that was going on, and sometimes, when it rains, it just pours. And I'll say this, like, you know, I was trying everything. I was doing insurance, I was doing affiliate marketing. It seemed like for a minute, there was a time where I had like a shiny object syndrome for everything. And I know it was getting on my wife's nerves because she kept saying, like, oh my God, this and that. None of it's really working. And it really wasn't working. And the reason why is because I didn't have the right skills. I didn't have I didn't have no mentor, not one that I had that could really help me. And so I was just, a lot of time we just get sidetracked and we have a family to provide for and stuff to do. So we're just caught up in this thing called this 9 to 5 or just working, working, working. And so even when January came, guys, I wasn't in digital marketing. I wasn't on TikTok. I didn't have no huge brand. I didn't have no following. I didn't have an email list that I thought was an email list anyway. Like I was just trying to make it like a lot of people. And I was actually in January, I was doing, and this is far after I done got fired and stuff, but I was actually a life insurance broker. I was helping people with burial coverage. I was making booking home calls from 8 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. driving all across Tennessee. I'm talking about just, getting home at 10:30 at night. So I still wasn't seeing my wife. I still wasn't seeing my kids. I was still broke, everything. And so in 2023, I made $62,000 in 2023, right? And my wife actually made, well, as a family, I guess we made almost 90,000. But it ain't how much you make, it's how much you keep. And we was in a lot of debt. So technically it still kept us broke, taking a pen and paper to Costco's and Sam's and Walmart to grocery shop, like I'm sure a lot of people do. And so I came across this program, I just seen a post on Facebook. I don't even know who the lady is anymore because I haven't even seen her, but I know she said something about how she made $600 working 2 hours a day. And it's funny because I was actually waiting for I was in a lady's in her bed in her house, and I was waiting for her to get approved through I was waiting for her to get approved through the insurance. And so while we were waiting, I was just kind of scrolling, and I popped up on it. But make a long story short, I just answered that. I answered it. I followed her, and then I just reached out to her and asked her for some information. I inboxed her. And what's crazy? I never in 1,000 years, I'm talking about like literally, thought that I would be debt free. I never in 1,000 years thought that I could get $40,000 paid to Sally Mae. I went to school for 3.5 years to be a network engineer. I just didn't graduate, right? But I still owed them. The fact that I don't have no Sally Mae, the fact that I'm completely debt free, I paid off both my cars. I've bought another car that I paid cash for. Um, my wife has no debt. And this is all because of this program, man. And I joined this program and I told myself I wanted to make six figures, in 2000 by the end of the year. I just had big dreams. Whether I knew I was going to get them or not, I had to I had to say something to my mind to push myself. Right? I've never been anyone who's my work ethic is impeccable. Like I knew that wasn't going to be the issue. It's all about just getting the right training, a mentor who's been there, who can lead you, a community who can support you and be there for you because they're going through the same thing that you're going through, and they want what you have access. I mean, they want what you have, which is time freedom. We want more time with our families. We want to be able to travel. We want to be able to just become debt free. We don't have to worry about checking our accounts to before we get gas or go get groceries or whatever, stressing about when we're going to pay for our bills or on behind. It's going to be another year like it was. This holiday is going to be like it was the last three. No, we want that freedom. And I've been able to get that. And just outside of the income that I've made, which is, I'm around about 285,000, which is just like it don't even seem real. Like honestly, like it's crazy that I get to wake up the skills that I have learned, that I can wake up and create a couple pieces of content on social media, a platform that brings over 5 billion people to every day. And then I can sit back and enjoy myself when I get that 2 hours done. And like this last night when I was watching Roots, the new Roots movie, $900 came in. At midnight, the night before, 900 came in. And then 1,400 came in the other day. Like I'm almost at $4,000 just in the last, I don't know, a little bit over 48 hours. I never made that much working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day as a welder. And the fact that we're able to learn these skills, we're all on social media. We all have access to a phone, internet. Like it's just mind-boggling. And I've seen this statistic where it says over 1,700 millionaires are made every day, and over 55% of them are made from social media. Like we already have everything that we need. And so I'm just grateful to be a part of this business. I would have never even thought that in less than 12 months, just a year ago, I made 63,000, but here I am in 2025. I done convinced myself that I'm gonna make $1 million in 2025. I done convinced myself. Now, whether I do it or not, I can only control what I control, and that's being consistent. That's being showing up. That's showing up on the web, listening to people who have done better than me, who know better than me, relearning, unlearning to relearn, like whatever it takes. Like because my goal is to build a homeless shelter because I was homeless, and I lived in a shelter with 16 other men, and I saw the despair and people who are hopeless, you know, and I never want to. I mean, I never want to ever come across a situation like that again. And so my passion is to build a homeless shelter, furnish it, free everything, right? But you got to have capital to do that, right? And of course, I want to do a variety of other things, but it's just all about giving back. But the best thing, guys, is I'm able to do stuff and you know, where my children don't have to stress. My wife don't have to stress. Trust me, guys. Anybody that's married, yeah, when the wife is stressed, it's not good, guys. I'm telling you. So it's good to see her smile now. It's good to, you know, we have a Christmas tree up already. It's been up since like November the 4th. We've never even had that. There's tons of Christmas gifts up under that tree. We've got tons to wrap. I mean, just and again, it's just all thanks to so taking advantage of what we have access to, which is social media, this training. It's just training. It ain't,
Mhm.
we hear so much stuff. Guys, this is training. This is no different than if you wanted to be a doctor. You had to go to school and you have to spend over 200 grand on education and get your books in your lab. This is the same thing. The only difference is the digital just means that you have your training right there on your phone. You don't need books. And I just encourage you guys, man, like with what's going on, the world is digital. Everything. The phone's digital, uh social media is digital. Amazon is an online business. That's digital. Anything, guys, it's all digital. This is where we are. Nobody has a rotary dial phone in their house anymore. You know, we all have iPhones because this is where we are. So I just encourage you guys, skills are everything. I was always told if you want to, the income you're making right now is based on the skills that you have acquired. So if you want to if you want to make more income, you have to increase your skills. I mean, you have to learn more skills. And this is digital marketing. This is a digital educational program. Guys, the world is digital. This is your, I mean, this is where we are. So I just encourage you guys,
Mhm.
if you're on the fence, Michelle is a hell of a, arguably the best mentor I've ever had. I'm talking about someone who just, and I've had some good mentors, but she just gives us everything. And you can't, there's not millionaires out here who are spending hours and hours and hours just investing their time into a community, you know, and just giving us everything. Everything that you have over here is everything that you need to build a successful, long-term, profitable, daily paying business so that you can just be out doing whatever you want while your automations are out there just working for you on your behalf, guys. So I just want to say this. If a regular old country boy, one of 13 siblings, grew up in the projects on welfare, slept on wood floors. It has nothing to do with where you come from, guys. Was homeless, got fired, lived in a shelter, slept in his car out by a lake, lived in the woods, brushed my teeth in the Hardy's bathroom. It doesn't matter because I have the same program that she has and 40, almost 47,000 other people. You have access to have the same everything. And if you can commit to 2 hours a day and stay consistent and show up, guys, I don't know how much income you'll make because I don't know what your work ethic is, but I do know you'll have some success. And I just encourage you, one last thing, guys, to not be poor. And that means just passing over opportunities repeatedly, man. This is the best program, the best community, the best mentor. We have the best leaders. Everything you need to be successful, guys, is right here inside the Legacy Builders program. So I know it's long, Michelle, but I just want people to know that you don't have to be special. You don't have to come from money. You don't have to have some type of status. You don't have to need any of that. All you need is 2 hours a day, the blueprint, and be able to stay consistent, and it can work for you.
Thank you for sharing. I love your
Yeah.
story. Ah, so good. I do got to share something with you guys because I love what he was saying about helping people. So when I became a mom, one of the things I did with my kids is I wanted to teach them at Christmas time. It's about giving, not receiving. And so we would go to the local bank and get an angel off the tree, and my kids would go shop for a child. And
That's awesome.
so every one of my kids did that. We still do that. It's been a tradition since, so for 31 years now. And now I do that with my grandchildren. But I got to share this with you because last year we got 100 names.
Wow.
Yes, we did 100. This year we're doing 200. And I got to share with you, look at my Target telling me all these orders are delivered to my door. Me and my daughter have literally been hardcore shopping on Target and Amazon and Walmart because we don't have time. And then, so now, and it's so funny, I have some contractors at my house and they keep on sending me pictures. I brought more boxes in. And 200 families, you guys.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
telling you, it's the lives that you can impact and help is absolutely amazing. And that's what I love. And so my kids are like this weekend going to have a present wrapping for all these people. And they know it's because of digital marketing that we
Oh,
are helping 200 families. And here's something else we do. Not only that, but at our local grocery store, each of those families are going to get a $100 gift card for food.
that's wow. That's
And
awesome.
we will never meet them. They have no idea who we are. That's the real reason why I want my kids to do this. It's not about them knowing that you made a difference. It's about you making a difference in the world, and nobody needs to know you make that difference. And I'm just telling you, that's what I love what I do. That's why I'm so passionate. That's why I love pouring into my community, because I can't change the world on my own. Not possible. But if we create a movement, we can. And
Yeah.
look at that, Daryl's movement, a homeless shelter. That's a huge movement, right? And that's what I absolutely love. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this 3-day workshop. Now, starting in like 3 minutes, that's why we got to get off of here. Michelle is actually doing that onboarding success training. So once you get started, go into the community, go on the calendar, you'll see that. And Monday, I'm going to come back with you and I'm going to do a live interactive launch to profit in 7-day training, literally break down with you what type of content to create, how to launch and grow next week. Imagine if you could get your business in profit mode next week. So thanks, everybody. Have a good day. And thanks, Daryl. You're awesome. And you will be a millionaire. I see
I'm
it.
locked
I
in.
see it. Yes,
All right.
definitely.